That's the trap you're falling in. You're assuming that things that don't fit with your worldview is automatically wrong. When I see things that contradict my worldview, I try to demonstrate that it's wrong. Which is why I'm showing data and you're showing your ass. I got to my position by thinking I'm right, but I'm gonna try to prove I'm wrong.
Guess what, beta male?
Hi.
I don't have female friends.
I know! Well, it happened. My very own first hater. Yes! Let's go. Let's go. JD Miles. What's up, my dude? Yeah, my friend, let's go. Absolutely. So I made a video criticizing the Manosphere podcast. It was React content to React content. I had fun. I think it was a good video that I made. Not that the Manosphere guy made. That was pretty lazy. And now JD Miles is reacting to me. He made a video about me. It's me. It's my first arch nemesis. Absolutely, yes, absolutely. So JD Miles seems to be a MGTOW channel. Yeah, simp. She left her husband for delivery boy. Yeah, MGTOW content. MGTOW, that's fine. We love a good MGTOW. Now, mind you, one of the problems with doing these kind of React content is it's really easy to be the person that's right when you're the only one talking, right? If I react to someone and I'm like, oh yeah, you're wrong, and here's why you're wrong. Well, the poor Manosphere man can't defend himself, right? He's 3 months in the past, and I'm now talking about him. Of course, maybe what I'm saying is wrong, and he'd have really good arguments against what I say. Sure, of course, that's possible. So, having someone to criticize what I'm saying is great. I'm a professional, I'm a psychology teacher and a social worker, so it's very important for me to be effective that I reconsider my beliefs. And I'm like, oh, how could I do that better? Oh, am I wrong here? Did I present something in the wrong way? You know, that's important, that's good. And now I have the occasion to do that. Great. So we're going to react, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you get the point. We're going to respond to JD Miles' video. Fantastic. 44 views. That's not a whole lot. I'm not very popular, you see. Well, I'm new at this. No beard? Yes, beard. Unfortunately, I had to shave and I do look better with a beard. I look older too. Well, so much for that. Oh, actually, before we dive and get in, we haven't sufficiently poisoned the well yet. So, comment sections. These are always good. Oh, there's just one. Oh well. The insert video critic is acting childish. I don't really see how. I mean, looking at studies is not that childish. Tones fluctuating. I do that. It's more dynamic that way. It's more interesting. Yes. It's something I generally do. For no good reason. It's more dynamic. It's something that's really good to do while teaching. It keeps the students more interested in what you're saying instead of having a boring lecture. Ignores the points. No points were ignored. I addressed all of them. Then deflects. Wildly screams like a 10-year-old. I scream, yeah, a little bit. It's okay to react when you're doing React content, you know? And deliberately misinterpret what was originally said. Not really. No. That direction was poor. Oh no. If you could bullshit with even slightly wordy obfuscation, my dude. I think you can tell English is not my first language. If you think I'm able to use big fancy words to obfuscate what I'm saying, listen. I'm not even using the language I'm comfortable with. It wouldn't be as obvious that there's no good counterpoints to give. I see. So that's why there's no like examples. You're like, oh, big words, complicated. So you know it's hard to understand why he's wrong, but trust me, he's wrong though. Ah, fantastic. That was a big L for the male in the little box. It is a little box. Most valid criticism. That is a little box. Let's make it bigger. Nah. That was just one random commenter. Not a very good... Again, I'm okay with being exposed to ways I might be wrong. Please, give me your criticism. I beg you.
And yet we have ourselves another one.
Yeah, it's me.
And the crazy thing about it is this. He this
Oh,
this beta male.
by the way, this video is going to be a bit long. I'm going to let JD speak without cutting it in post, right? I don't mind having done a bit of editing with Manosphere Man, just so you know the video flows better, because you know he's a big channel and you know whatever. But here JD is reacting directly to me, and it's important to me that at no point you know do it look like I'm misrepresenting what he's saying, right? So everything he's gonna be saying is gonna stay in.
Claims that MGTOW, men going their own way, just means whining.
No, Manosphere Man was whining. You can be a MGTOW and not whine. However, let's be real. Oh, I mean, pot calling kettle, whatever. JD Miles, is that you whining? Listen, if you consider what I'm doing whining when I react to a video, you're also whining. When I say you're whining, not you specifically, I haven't seen much of your videos. I mean, you don't offer anything of value. You don't offer good criticism. You don't offer a good outlook. You don't offer an accurate view of the phenomenon you're trying to take a look at, right? So it's just wah, wah, women, bad, simps, wah, and there's no substance there.
But guess who made a 35-minute long video
Me.
whining about
Yeah.
so-called MGTOW's whining?
If I'm whining, you're whining. You're whining right now. So, like, dude, it's an attempt to call me an hypocrite, which it's weak. That's a very weak argument, right? What I did in that video, I tried when I could to look at what Manosphere Man was saying and demonstrating, oh, this is why this is wrong. I wasn't just saying like, he's MGTOW, he's wrong and sexist. I was like, oh no, actually, these numbers regarding foodie calls, these are actually wrong. If you take a look at the study, blah 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 blah. I'm a nerd, so what you're saying is wrong. I'm demonstrating that what you're saying is wrong when I can substantiate it. Sometimes it's more nebulous concept. Like I talk a little bit about central personality traits, because one of the common saying you see in the manosphere is, oh, women don't go for nice guys, they go for bad boys, right? That's super common, and it's been common for like 30 years. But if you take a look at what people are actually attracted to, according to studies, it's central traits, aspect of personalities, way we describe people that are generally all-encompassing. And one of these central traits is warmness, appearing nice. So the whole idea of, oh, women, they don't want to be with nice guys, they want to be with big boys, has no empirical basis in reality, right? So, again, I teach psychology. It's what I do. It's okay if you're like, oh, central traits. I never heard about that. Yeah, sure. I studied that. Don't feel bad if you don't know what I'm talking about right away. But anyway, my point is, if I got studies that contradicts what a person is saying, that shows them to be wrong, I'm gonna bring them up.
But you know what's even more ironic and comical?
What?
This is what he claims MGTOW is doing. However, he's reacting to videos that's not even MGTOW. He's reacting to manosphere videos.
MGTOW is part of the manosphere, right? We can agree to that. Incels, red pill, black pill, MGTOWs, MGTOW, which is kind of doing its thing. Pickup artist, all part of the manosphere. The manosphere is a big thing with many small things, right? You can be part of the manosphere and be MGTOW. You can't really be part of MGTOW and not be part of the manosphere. You don't really have any basis for claiming that, oh, the video I'm reacting to is not MGTOW. Like, it's called 17 minutes of men going their own way. And Manosphere Man is agreeing with everything. He's MGTOW. He is, yeah. Yes. He believes everything that MGTOW people believes. In that video, at least, maybe he completely changes his mind. I don't know.
And it just so happens, one of the members from the manosphere referenced MGTOW. Now this beta male thinks that, oh, just because he referenced a MGTOW video, that automatically makes him MGTOW, right?
I mean, if he said, oh, I'm reacting to 17 minutes of MGTOW and they're all stupid, I'm right. Yeah, I agree, he's not MGTOW. But, he agreed with everything. He's like, yes, Yes, it's the simps. I don't. I shouldn't make fun of him. My accent is silly enough as is.
Yeah, funny, isn't it?
I mean, if that's your best argument, we're not off to a good start. Come on, give me something good. Give me something good.
But
I don't mind if I'm wrong.
stay tuned, because while he's talking about MGTOWs whining, guess who's whining
Again,
about them whining? While
sir,
claiming MGTOWs are whining.
sir, we're 90 seconds in. Well, 100 seconds in, and you're already repeating yourself. You're already redundant. Come on.
But before we go any further, yep, it's me again.
Hi.
They hate us. This is why they make videos giving a fuck about it.
I don't hate you. I love you. You're my first enemy. That's great. I love enemies. No, but if I can be a bit, serious. Why do I make these videos? Is it because I just hate your guts? Or do I just hate men? No, of course not. Again, my job, sometimes, right now I'm teaching, but it's to help people. It's always been. That's why the government pays me, is to take a look at people within a clinical setting and helping them using analysis and evaluation of a social functioning. Cool. So, the point of these videos I'm making is to reach a little bit across the aisle towards the manosphere people and present to them an alternative point of view. That can be, a bit confrontational. And I try to have fun, which is why I don't mind making fun of manosphere men, but I don't plan to make fun of JD Vance, because JD Vance is not like a huge influencer. I don't hate you. I really, really don't hate you. In fact, the reason I'm doing these videos is to expose, well, first of all, to have fun. It's fun. And to expose people to different point of views. Which is why I present studies, right? I'm not just saying, oh, these MGTOWs, they're dumb and sexist and I don't like them. No. I want you to be happier in your life. However, I sincerely believe that by adhering to the MGTOW point of view, you're hurting yourself in that endeavor. Things aren't going better because you're MGTOW. Because, again, humans are social creatures. We don't fare well with social isolation. And I say this as an introverted person, right? I feel very comfortable being by myself, but you can't stay by yourself. And one of the most important thing you can do to find happiness is partnership. And very often partnership is found in a romantic relationship. Not necessarily, right? You can go your own way and be with the boys and just have a good time with the boys. But again, if that's what you want, if you're like, you know what, I'm going my own way. It's the boys clubs for me. Let's go, boys. We're going out. That's cool. But why do you keep complaining about women, though? Are you actually going your own way? Or you keep complaining? You keep talking about women again and again and again and again. Right? If JD, if you're going your own way, why are you responding to me? You haven't gone your own way. You're here whining with me. Listen, I'm whining because I want to enact change. I want you to stop going your own way. I want you to join us in the real world where you can find companionship and find happiness, right? Yes, that's great. You haven't gone your own way. You haven't. You're whining. Yes, you're whining. Listen. Women have the highest percentage in nursing home, and guess who's coping? Why are you talking about women? Go your own way, JD. Go your own way. It's what you claim you do, but you don't. You whine. And that's whining too that I'm doing. But I want you to stop. I'm not saying like, my position is I don't care what men think. No, I do care. It's why I'm talking about it. Yes, I care. It's important to care. I'm not going my own way. Anyway. But my point is, it's been demonstrated. Companionship is extremely important if you want to be happy. And people that are part of the red pill, the black pill, the MGTOW, the incel communities, which are, varying degrees of delusion, they're not doing well, right? People who are part of the MGTOW movement, they don't have, on average, healthy, well-balanced lives. And I want you to have that. Again, you don't have to be in a relationship with a woman for that. You need to have companionship and you need to, let go of your hate.
About us at the same time. I am your host, JD Miles. The MGTOWs he loves to hate, even the ones that claim everybody loves to hate them, loves to hate MGTOW at the same time. This is the reason why.
Again, no hate. I do hate people like Andrew Tate, first of all, big alleged sexual trafficker. That's not great. But no, I look at not just MGTOW, but as I've said, incel, red pill, black pill, and I do want them to do better. Yeah. Escape the void. I'm here for that.
These sad bucks keep us relevant to this day, and I'm back again.
We'll slow down a bit.
Now,
Also, I'm not keeping you relevant. Let's be real. I've got 3 subscribers. Come on, man. I know what I'm about.
now, I'll have a 30-minute long video of him not saying anything of importance.
Listen, I've shown studies. I've talked about pretty well-researched psychological issues. If you've got good examples, let's go for it.
I had to skip the video all the way up to 20 minutes, even though I've seen the whole entire video. But I'm going to highlight a certain part of the video here.
You had? Okay, hold on.
30-minute long video of him not saying anything of importance.
Listen, you're lying, my friend. Obviously, I'm not going to just watch my goddamn video on stream, but, real quick. I take a look at the study he's referring to, showing that the idea that 33% of women just go on date for foodie calls is not correct. It's misrepresenting the study, right? This video I already reacted to in another video. It's a really good demonstration of feminists being wrong. So if you're interested in that, yeah, go for it. This was a would you rather date a man who always says yes, or a man that sometimes says no, and with equal qualities, obviously they're gonna say yes. So this was a worthless content, but yeah, whatever. Yeah, so this was just exposing the hypocrisy of women not looking the same on social media when everybody doesn't look the same. So why are you whining about this? Like it's an everybody thing. This video talks about the value that people can bring, and obviously in this video Kevin Samuels is all about men's worth being tied to their income, and looking at that woman and being like, oh, you have 3 kids, then you're worthless and you don't bring anything to the table. When no, listen, depending on the person, yeah, you might bring worth to the table. Yeah. Jordan Peterson talked about the dark triad, Machiavellian tendencies, personality traits, narcissism, and psychopathy, if I'm remembering right. And he immediately ties that to, oh yes, that means that girls like bad boys. No, that's very wrong. First of all, it's wrong that girls like bad boys. It's also wrong that having personality traits of the dark triad is associated with being a bad boy. This is a whatever podcast. They're complaining that there's so much blue pill content of women shaming men for their height, when I demonstrate here in this study that while height does play some part in dateability in men, it's not as big as you'd think. The biggest predictor is, as you can see in the blue line here, that the man needs to be taller than the women. It's very rare you have the opposite. It's more rare than the statistical average. Here we are. So yeah, no, I literally, right? I didn't point out a study to contradict what is being said in every part of the videos. I did it twice. And he's like, oh, he didn't say anything. Dude, I showed you peer-reviewed evidence that the MGTOW content is wrong. It's wrong. Or at least a huge exaggeration of reality. But I didn't say anything. My dude, come on. Listen, I'm aware I talk too much. You think in 20 minutes I said nothing? We can hit me up. We'll look at it together. It'll be fun. We'll sword fight. Back to the grind.
I had to skip the video all the way up to 20 minutes, even though I've seen the whole entire video. But I'm going to highlight a certain part.
By the way, if you want to react to every part of the video and try and find out what I'm wrong, go for it, my dude. I'm all up for it.
Of the video.
Again, it should be easy if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, it's trivial to show me that I'm wrong. I didn't have trouble demonstrating that the MGTOW video was wrong. Or at least presenting decent arguments. If you think these arguments are crap, good. Demonstrate this.
Here. Because it's ironic and comical He claims MGTOWs are whining, but guess who's
My
whining
dude.
while in an attempt to make a reaction video here?
Is this 30
But
minutes of this?
let's get started. And before I even go any further, this video is protected under Title 107, the Fair Use Act, for critiquing and educational purposes only. That
Yeah, I'm not gonna copyright you. That's cool. We're cool, JD. We're cool.
being said, let's get on. Let's get on with this.
He's just a friend. Why are you being so insecure? I love the fact that girls will say he's just a friend, and they'll add the little shaming tactic saying that why are you so insecure?
Any standard,
I
anything
really
that a
want to
man
respond.
wants
I'll let him.
from a woman, they will get shame for it. But women can have as many standards as they want. They can have.
Man, this guy has a lot of baggage. Okay, first of all, guy on the left. Yes, girls are allowed to have guy friends. Yes, yes. I am friends with girls.
So wait a second. Hold up there, baby.
Do you have a problem with that? That I have girls I am friend with? Because well, are you also gonna be posting your L?
Beta male. So
Did you call me a beta male?
by your
Yes, I am friends with girls.
so wait a second. Hold up there, beta male.
He did. Yeah, JD. Yeah.
So by your own logic,
I by my own logic, the only thing I said is I have female friends. Okay, that's the only thing I've said.
your own logic, beta male.
My own logic, yes.
Just because he's giving out his opinion, that automatically means he has baggage.
No, he has baggage because he's reacting very, very strongly to the idea of a girl having male friend is bad. But no, yeah, this guy has a lot of baggage. Like he's showing he's against women having male friend. Like yeah, he's showing baggage. Yeah.
Yes, girls are allowed to have guy friends. Yes, yes. I am friends with girls.
So wait a second. Because he's giving out his opinion, that automatically means he has baggage.
I mean, if you want to be pedantic about it, everybody has baggage. But yeah, he's showing that he has pretty bad baggage.
Please elaborate. Please help
You've paused 3 seconds in.
us MGTOWs here. Elaborate on what you mean by baggage.
Either through terrible life experiences or by influences from MGTOW communities, he's developed the idea that male and female cannot coexist without there being any sexual actions between them. There you go.
And yes, women can have guy friends.
Yes.
That's true right there.
Yes.
Women can have standards. That's true. But
That's not having standards. That's just being normal.
But man has standards. Yes, he does get shamed.
What? Men don't get shamed for having female friends.
And no, this is not him showing. This is not him proving that he has baggage. That's an actual fact. Or do you just make random reaction videos?
Pot, meat, kettle.
In case this beta male doesn't know, there are videos out here where you have females going at men all because they have standards, they have preferences.
This is not what we're talking about. This isn't about standards. This is about female having friends. Also, yeah, male have standards too. What are you talking about?
And you could tell. And I've seen most of the videos on this channel. This dude.
Did you? Ooh, recurring viewer. Again, JD, you want to collaborate? You want to have a discussion? I'm not that into debate, but you know, if you want to talk, I'm up.
Just reacts to videos at random. And I doubt.
Not at random. I started with pickup artist, but I'm moving a little bit into more red pill content. Mostly, this was indeed a bit random. Like okay, Manosphere, what do we get? Oh, that podcast popped right up. So that was just happenstance. But a lot of the time, there's purpose behind it. Like I talk about. One of the most viewed videos was about Joe Rogan because I wanted to talk about the confirmation bias and why we tend to keep being wrong even when we're shown that we're wrong and we don't change our mind, you know? As I said, my intention is to expose people to contradictory points of view to help them change their minds and be better off. Which is why I talk about stuff like the confirmation bias. Yes.
He does any research at all.
I literally showed studies in that video. Like, come on, man.
I highly doubt it.
There's two. When I can, I do it.
Especially when he's trying to make something about MGTOW that is not even MGTOW at all. Even the content creator is not a MGTOW. He's part of the manosphere.
You can be both. Also, again, you're just repeating yourself. Like, oh, he's not MGTOW, he's manosphere. That's the second time you brought that up. Oh, I'm whining to the whining. You've said that 3 times. Like, come on, man. We're 5 minutes in. And you're saying, like, you've stopped me after 3 seconds to say, well, elaborate. So far, we've had nothing here. No argument has been put forward.
So I already know what to expect. But let's continue on.
Yes.
Girls is friend with guys, yes. It's weird that you think it's weird. Guy on the right, what the fuck are you talking about? At what point did he claim that men could have female friends? Never. That's you. You're projecting. You're projecting your insecurities, my friend. Jeez.
Not as much as you're projecting your own data.
What insecurities? Look, only I can see what's inside my heart. When this man thinks there's something wrong with female. Okay, I'm gonna break it down a bit more clearly because maybe I wasn't, that was live stream content. Maybe I wasn't as clear as I should have been. If you're scared that your girlfriend, by spending time with a man, will have sex with that man, you are showing you are very insecure, right? Because if given the chance, she will run away. That's insecurity, okay? Maybe you're right. Maybe that girl is trash and will cheat on you. And maybe you're trash and that's why she's cheating on you, whatever. However, that is insecurity. Whether imagined or real, that is insecurity. That is baggage. Absolutely.
The male.
That's not complicated.
And if a guy don't want female friends, that's his preference, not yours.
Again, showing your L. Why wouldn't you want female friends? What about women make them unworthy to be your friend? It's true that most of my friends are also guys. I have some female friends. Why are they my friends? Because we share similar interests. We have matching personalities. We enjoy spending time with each other. Or they're friends we met through friends. What do I get out of a male friendship that I cannot get out of a female friendship? Unless we're doing, contact sport. Anything a male friend can do, well, help you move, I guess, a female friend can also do. If you specifically don't want a female friend, that's weird. That is a red flag. That's a huge red flag that there's something wrong with you. If you're saying, oh, I prefer to hang out with guys, that's cool. That's totally fine, my friend. That's cool. You do you. You don't want female friends.
And it's funny you make a big deal about preferences, but look who has a problem when someone brings out their own.
They're not saying they prefer male friends. They're saying it's weird to have female friends. And that's a big difference. It's like, say, if I said, I prefer having, when I'm on a date, I prefer dating white women. That by itself is not too bad. I refuse to date black women. That's a sign of racism. Preference, sure. It's weird to date black women. That's a sign you're racist if you said something like that. Yes. Or if you said the black women I've dated, I haven't had great experience, so now I'm trying to date something else. Oh, yeah, that's cool. That's not what we're getting at here.
But here you are making a big deal about the same shit. But let's continue further.
But if we say anything, we're misogynistic.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
Yes, what is he talking about? Modulating think your voice is fun. You should do it sometimes. Yes.
What are you talking about? And this right here clearly shows that this beta male hasn't done any research at all.
On what? Where should I be more educated about? What kind of research should I be doing?
He's just reacting just to react.
No. Listen. That comment about if we say anything, we're misogynistic, that comes out of fucking nowhere. And that's what I mean when I say he's whining. He's like, okay, guy on the left. Oh, girls shouldn't have friends that are boys because they'll cheat with them. And he's like, and if you say anything, you're misogynistic. Where did that come from? Right? Like, this is anger. This is like, he's complaining that this is unjust. That if you call out, yeah, like the guy on the left is talking about female having friends and how they might cheat on you, right? And he's going on a whole diatribe about having standard, and if you say as a man you have standard, you're misogynistic. Like, where did that come from, right? It's like if you're here, you're talking about women, and I'm like, oh, you know what's the problem? Armenians? Wait, what? Where did that come from, right? That's the reaction. Why did you take that statement of female shouldn't have friends because they might cheat on you and be like, oh yeah, men can't have standard, otherwise it's misogynistic? I'll be honest. 3 college degrees in psychology and pedagogy. I have no idea what Manosphere Man's reasoning was that brought him here. Like, where was the A to B to C here? There's no logic. But actually, I'm lying. There is some logic. He has these beliefs that, oh yeah, if men have show they have standards, they'll be criticized for being misogynistic. That's something he believes, so he just projects that and insert that whenever he can. And here, apparently too.
And yes, in case he's so oblivious to what is happening,
What is happening?
it is true. No matter how much you want to protest.
What is true?
And once again, if he's seeing these videos of how these females react, any man that has a preference, guess what? They look at them as misogynistic, no matter how much he wants to whine about it.
All right, I'm going to teach you a little something about statistics, okay? Anecdotes are worthless. You can find a video of anyone doing anything online, okay? So if a man says something completely reasonable, like, I prefer women who are into sport, and you'll probably find somewhere a video of a girl saying that's fatphobic or something. Sure. Is that an actual real problem that's relevant, that's statistically significant? No. Can you show me a study that says that when men show preferences, they face harsh criticism? You can find anecdotes, you can find video online. Again, you can find video of anything. When you say men have preferences, there's a big difference between saying, I don't know, I'd rather date a woman who's Christian because I'm also Christian. Yeah, I've literally, listen, can you find me a video online of a guy saying, I'd rather date a Christian woman because I myself am a Christian and my religion is important to me, and the guy being called misogynistic? Can you find that? You can find anything online. I think you'd have trouble finding that, right? But if you have a video of a guy that says, I refuse to date women over 150 pounds. Oh, well, that's very different, right? Because that's not like preference. That's like hard line, I refuse this. And then you have to wonder, okay, so why do you refuse this? Well, that person refuses to date women that are over 150 pounds. Why? Because he doesn't value them as highly as women that are less than 150 pounds, right? This makes sense. This tracks, right? He'd rather be with women that are thinner than 150 pounds. Okay, why? Well, it's because they think they're more attractive. Okay, why do you link attraction to a woman's body weight? And the answer here is based in many, many, many years of women being judged on their body rather than being judged on who they are, on their personality. And oh, that's where the misogyny is. Now, mind you, if I see someone that's like, I wouldn't date someone that's at 150 pounds, I wouldn't be like, yeah, fuck you, you misogynistic pig. But if it was a friend, you know, I'd ask him, oh, why? And maybe get him to reconsider. Because, let's be honest, especially if you're in your 30s like I am, if you're trying to date and, you know, your standards precludes you from meeting somebody that'd be a really good match for you, well, that's bad, right? I prefer redhead, but my girlfriend has a really, really nice personality for me. We fit well together. So even though I prefer redhead, it's not a deal breaker. Her personality is more important. So that might be why you get people reacting very negatively to your preferences, because they're very, you know, black and white and often not based on reasonable beliefs. That makes sense? Of course, you can find situation where people will react negatively to something that is reasonable. Of course you can find that. But here, again, here I'm, being pretty nuanced. If we say anything, we're misogynistic. He's not being very nuanced.
But let's continue.
Yes,
Don't
yes.
find the benefit in just being friends with girls.
Why is everyone posting their L's? I don't see value in women besides sex. That's what we're getting at here. Cool.
Correction, that's what you're getting at.
No, let's be real here. If you don't find benefits in friendship with girls, yeah, that means that the only value you have in women is sex. What else?
And furthermore, I don't see value in
That's a good frame to pause on.
women. All I want is just sex. Did that came out of his mouth, beta male?
Listen, if you say, I don't value females as friends, yes, that means you only value them as sexual objects. And maybe mothers, which they're kind of intertwined. Yes, no, I completely hold to what I said. Yeah, it's a deeply sexist point of view to be like, I don't see value in female friends.
Or did that come out of your mouth? And you
Listen, you can hear what people say and understand what they think behind their words.
just gotta love, and fellas, you gotta love how these beta males always trying to put words in other people's mouth.
Let's be completely charitable and say, actually, that's not at all what the guy on the left had in mind. At all. Right? He values women for something else entirely than sex. Okay? Maybe he's gay. It's still really misogynistic and fucked up that you don't think of female as being worthy of friendships, of companionship, right?
Did he say those words that you said word by word in pure detail, or is that what you got out of it?
It is what I got out of it, yes. It is accurate too. So,
Because I heard what he said,
me too.
and what he said don't even come close to what you're saying.
No, you can infer. Is that the problem here? Oh, it might be it. He doesn't understand that you can infer things from what people say. Oh, that's why he thinks this guy is not MGTOW. Because he hasn't said it explicitly. Oh no. Oh, JD, I don't want to insult you. We just met. I like you, JD, but did you have trouble in school? Were things hard?
But let's continue.
Cool.
Yeah, what's the benefit?
Oh, do you agree? Did you know that women are sometimes human, and humans can be your friends?
I'm sorry, I'm nailing it.
Did you know that humans can also get easily butthurt when people agree with someone that they don't like?
Are you talking about me? Because I'm not butthurt. I'm like, that's insane. That's nuts.
Why? And yes, we understand, beta male, you're mad because he agrees with it, because the dude on the right agrees with the dude on the left, and it irks you.
I mean, it slightly irks me that they're very wrong and they're gonna keep being wrong and they're propagating ideas that will lead people to be wrong. So that is a way I am annoyed. Yes. I'm mostly amazed at how wrong they are.
Again, you're making a big deal out of the same thing, out of the same situation that you have a problem with.
No, my problem is that they don't see female as potential friends, right? That's huge misogyny right there, right? Okay.
Making a big deal out of something you believe is non-existent.
Please elaborate.
And once again, they giving out their preferences.
No. It's not their preferences. They say they can't see themselves being friends with female friends. It's not preferences.
Both the man on the left and the man on the right are giving out their preferences.
Not
and
preferences.
look at the small little beta male in this small little box getting.
Is this better? Now I'm a big beta male in a big box. Come on, man.
Bent out of shape. And I agree with the dude in your comments.
You've never seen me bent out of shape, my friend. Look, I do these for fun. It may not look like it to you, but in that video, I'm having fun. Actually, I'm a bit tired, but man, whatever.
Section. You're trying to cater to females here.
Listen, I've got 3 subscribers, and I have a girlfriend. I'm not catering to shit. My dude. Can you believe that I genuinely believe that these guys are wrong and that what they're saying is harmful to themselves and others? No, I must be trying to cater to females. Please engage with what I'm saying. Like, you can criticize me for putting words in that guy's mouth. You might have a weak argument there, but okay, so what does he mean? Because he wasn't talking about preferences.
You trying to cater. And
To
let's just be
who?
and let's just be upfront and real. Call a strike, and a ball a ball.
Am I gonna get hurt?
Because it's good to see. Because it's good to see you have. It's good to see that you're
Do I have low T? Is that it?
trying to use MGTOW as well as the Manosphere to grow your channel.
Oh, no. If I wanted to grow my channel, I would post way more like clickbaity content. Like, I did a video about Joe Rogan. I just used him as an example because I wanted to talk about the confirmation bias. I'm like, oh, that's a good way to talk about that. And it got more views. I'm like, wow, that's weird. Look, if I wanted to grow my channel, I wouldn't be talking about you guys. I wouldn't be reacting to this. You've got like, it's weird that I call you a small channel because I'm way smaller. I'm infinitely smaller. Like, yeah, you're 700 subscribers. You're super small. Yeah. You think I'm getting single digit views. If I wanted, like, I do content on, I don't know, Hassan Piker or Andrew Tate. Actually, I do have something about Andrew Tate that I want to talk about, but whatever. And also, would it be bad if I was trying to grow my channel? Listen, if I'm like, MGTOWs are wrong, and here's why they're wrong, and I demonstrate that, and they'll help me grow my channel. Well, that seems all above board. If I lied, oh, okay, yeah, sure. Clickbait content, listen. What I'm doing is not the best way to grow your channel. I'll tell you that for free. Yeah, and now I'm posting my L's. Let's take a quick look at my channel. What kind of a content am I making, and what kind of views am I getting? 27 views? Thanks, friend. 4, no, 8, 3, 8, 2. Very small numbers. Listen, if I'm trying to grow my channel, clearly I'm doing a very shit job. No, I talk about these because I want to talk about them. Look, okay. Yeah, here. I made scripted content. Reviewing the book, The Game, the Pickup Artist book. These took like 10 hours to make. 7 views. I'm doing them because I'm interested in them. The whole MGTOW red pill thing is kind of dead. You've been replaced by Andrew Tate and his ilks. Sorry. You're not like a popular subject to talk about.
Because this is what it's all about. And you haven't done zero research at all.
I've shown researchers in that video. Specifically. Actually, it's kind of funny. Because this was done during a live stream, which you can take a look at. It's not my best live stream. Again, I was super tired. And you can see that this video here was about... Let's see. Hey, it's about 34 minutes. The actual recording was way over an hour. Because I spent time looking at data. Like you can see in the video earlier, I'm looking at study, because, yeah. I just snipped out and left the important part. I literally did research doing that video. You can see it. You have access to it.
And what's more, in this segment of this video, you trying to shame an ad hominem attack while trying to pretend like, oh, I'm just giving out my opinion.
First of all, yeah, everything I'm saying is my opinion, but my opinion is based on way more fact than you think. Ad hominem, I mean, I did say he had baggage. I'll, keep saying that. Ad hominem is, I'm just attacking what they are, not, what they believe. I'm talking about their points. It's all I'm doing. An ad hominem would be me saying like, oh yeah, whatever, this guy's a beta male. Yeah, he's a small man in a small box. That's an ad hominem.
And what has Uncle JD always been saying?
Please, Uncle, Daddy, let's go.
You could give out your opinion on a matter, and the vast majority will maintain their cool. But when it gets down to a point where you're trying to shame and ad hominem attack while trying to cover it up as if it's your opinion, then guess what? Your opinion no longer means shit anymore.
JD, what are you doing right now with me? So far, you have insulted me. You've called me a beta male, small man in a small box. I'm not taking it too personal. Look, listen, I'm built different. Should I just like if I'm listening to your words, I'd be like, oh, okay, so your opinion is worthless then goodbye. No, listen. You're trying to dismiss what I'm saying without actually addressing it. Demonstrate that what these people are saying is true. By all means.
Trying to shame ad hominem attack. Therefore, no one gives two shits.
Have I said anything bad about this person? I've said he's posting L, which he is. Have I said anything negative about that person? I've called him Manosphere Man. That's kind of making fun of him, I guess.
About your opinion now. But let's continue.
Yes, indeed. Do you think that gay male don't have male friends that are straight because they won't fuck them? What are you talking about?
Yeah, good point. It's just a consummation. Yeah, you can see people that are your friends that are more than sex objects. Sure.
Okay, is this beta male speaking from experience?
Listen, you're saying, oh, it's bad to use Adam and M, and you called me gay, saying that's supposed to be like an insult. That's weak.
Because sounds like to me he is speaking from experience.
All right, look, JD, let me be real. I wasn't expecting much, but this literally 30 seconds ago, you accuse me of using Adam and M's, and then you use an Adam and M by being homophobic. Or do you mean that, oh, if it's good that I'm gay? Again, I have a girlfriend. She's at work, but I have a girlfriend, yes. We have a house together and 2 dogs. It's a good time.
Don't worry, there's nothing to be ashamed of if you have experience, if you had the experience in the same sex category. But let's continue.
Yeah, sure. That's why you stopped and mentioned that. It's because you're very cool with it.
Don't get it, yeah.
I know you don't get it.
You work with her, yeah, I get it. But in your free time, why would you have a friend as a woman?
Why would you spend time with another human being if it's not to fuck them? Am I right? Very well adjusted person right there.
That's an Adam and M. It's based in reality, but that is an Adam and M. I'm saying he's not mentally well. That's also, concern.
And what did you expect? What, you think this is still middle school? You think this is still middle school?
You just called me gay! Man.
High school? I mean, it's one thing where you're in middle school, you're in high school, and you got friends both male and female.
Oh, wait, never mind. You're not. Fuck shit. Wait. All right. Went back to the VOD. Literally, I ended up cutting it because I thought that was a really basic argument. Like, there's not much there. He makes the same argument. Oh, when you're a kid, what do I have to say? Yeah. What? You know what you did as a kid with women? You had fun. You shared activities. You played games. You can still do that. I ended up leaving it out because, it's such a duh argument. Like, yeah, of course you can spend time with women to have activities with them. Duh. And he doesn't see it. JD, you say he's not MGTOW. He's using the same argument you are, and they're both shit.
High school, so either you're gonna start getting a job, or you're gonna continue your education even further to a college or a university.
Yes.
Guess what? You're no longer gonna be seeking out female friends.
Why wouldn't I?
You're gonna try to seek out a companion.
You can do both.
You're gonna go and try to seek out a female that you want to hook up, get into a relationship, start a family, have children, and retire with.
And are you... Okay. You want to find a companion to spend your life with? I get you. Are you going to stop trying to find male friends? Are you going to cut ties with all your male friends too? Well, no, of course not. You see? Your double standard here. Mind you, if you start a family, you will tend to spend less time with your friend. That's normal. It's kind of weird you're singling out just women. I'm saying weird to be polite.
And when you reach that point, when you reach that point, are you gonna be looking for friends? Or are you gonna be looking for a relationship?
Both. Yeah, you can. Not only can you do both, you can do both at the same times. See, you can meet with friends, and part of the friend group you're meeting, you might find your partner in that friend group.
But let's hear the constant whining from the beta male.
I don't get any value from that. Why?
I do enjoy that he's the one speaking after he says that, but
I have other friends. I have
And they can be women.
male friends that I get some value from.
What's the value you get from your male friend that you cannot get from a female friend?
literally, unless you're talking about very physical activities, nothing, right? We can agree to that. If you're into video games, women play video games. If you're into hiking, yeah, women like to walk. If you're into dogs, women love dogs.
Okay, let me counter that question with a question. Why they have to have female friends, beta male?
Why are you... Okay, listen. I'm trying to make this simple here. My question is, why are you taking the position that women should be taken out of the friendship pool? The default position is everybody could potentially be a friend. And then you might say, oh, people who are into sports. I'm not into sports. So I'm not going to be looking for sporty type people. So they're no longer part of the potential friends. At some points, it seems that you were like, oh, women, no, out. You're no longer potential friends. If you told me, I don't want to have friends who are nerdy, who are into sports, who are too into drama, that's totally fine, right? That's your interest. That's your personality. Cool. Women. What other conclusion can I reach other than, oh, you're misogynistic? The default position is, yeah, everyone's a potential friend. And then you're like, oh, maybe not these people. And if you started to exclude women, that's weird. Again, JD, let's talk man to man, or beta male to alpha male. We share many things. However, our skin color, not one of them. Not one of them. Okay, so let's reverse this a little bit, shall we? What if I said, I don't want to have black people as friends. I only want white people as friends. Okay? And you might respond with, well, that's weird. Why? What do white people bring to you as friends that black people can't? And then I tell you, well, why do I need to have black people in my life? That would be a big red flag, yes? If I stubbornly refused and I asked you to justify me accepting the friendship from black people, that'd be a huge red flag that I'm racist. Right? Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. If I'm like, no, I refuse to have friends that are black. Why not? Convince. No, you have to give me a reason. You have to justify it. You have to justify it. You'd assume I'm racist, and you'd be correct. The dynamics holds true here too. What made you refuse female friends?
Why? Because you want them to have them? What, you think you dictate what these men prefer?
I'm not saying they can't. I'm saying it's a huge red flag.
Guess what, beta male?
Hi.
I don't have female friends.
I know!
I have female acquaintances.
Everybody's posting their L's. Okay. To JD, or to anyone that might be watching this reaction thing. Let's just break this down to very basic stuff. I am able to have female friendship, which I enjoy, and it brings me good things in my life. These boys and JD don't. Who is more likely to be a well-adjusted, mentally healthy adult? Someone who has a diverse group of friends and who is not afraid of being friends who is not reluctant to be friends with people who are not exactly like him, or people who are not, people who refuses to be friends with people who are not exactly like they are. Who is the most well-adjusted adult?
And 9 times out of 10, they don't have female friends. They have female acquaintances too.
You hang out with MGTOWs. It's okay, I don't have black friends. My other KKK friends also don't have black friends, so... Which I do have. I have a black female friend.
And you could tell right here that this dude enjoys being in this beta male enjoys being in the friend zone.
I have a girlfriend. We've been together for 5 years. What zone am I gonna be in with other women? When a woman's like, oh, cool, I want to be your friend. I'm like, cool. I already have a girlfriend. It's going well. You see this? It's a house. You know how afford a house? 2 people. Yes.
I don't mind being your friend while you go around getting smashed by other dudes.
I'm the one doing the smashing because I have a girlfriend.
Well, I'll be a good little friend and wait for you. And once again, he's trying to dictate other men's preferences.
I will say you should change your behavior. It would be better for you. I'm not forcing you to do it. You know, I'm not the law. You're not well.
Who the fuck has time for that shit?
Clearly we do.
Certainly not me.
Dude, you're responding to a YouTube video, which I am also doing. We have plenty of time.
If a man doesn't want to have female friends, that's his preference, not yours.
And that's a huge red flag.
So once again, why is this old beta male getting bent out of shape over it? But
I'm worried about you guys. I'm legitimately worried.
let's continue.
Are you that much into boxing?
If I spend time with them, what value would I get from spending with a woman which I'm platonic with?
Are you not platonic with your male friend? Which I'm not judging. That's fine. Start fighting with the boys. Cool. We talk about.
Claims that you're not judging, but what are you referring to when you're talking about boxing matches?
Boxing matches, right? If you're saying I'd rather have male friends, why? Because I'm into boxing, and on average, you might have heard, men are stronger than women. So, you know, if you're doing boxing, you want to box with someone who's probably your strength, so probably men. So that's a good excuse. If you're like, my entire life is devoted to boxing. Oh, yeah, you're probably gonna have like 99% male friends. Yeah, legitimately, I gave you a good reason why you'd want a male friend. Boxing. You're into boxing.
And 9 times out of 10, you probably even last the first round.
Fair.
But we all supposed to believe that, oh, you're not trying to judge him, while at the same time you're trying to represent
Who said I'm not judging?
these men as playing for the other team. But you're not judging.
No. I'm not. Listen, I know I made a little jab about sword fighting, but no, I'm not saying he's gay. I'm pointing out the inconsistency in his reasoning. Because he doesn't see value in women other than as sexual objects. And yet he's able to see value in men when he's not gay. Why is that? It's because misogyny, right? Unless he's into boxing, then yeah, it's more reasonable. It's why I brought it up. I gave him a good answer he could give to justify why he doesn't have as many female friends. Oh, I'm into boxing, which is a male-dominated sport. Oh, that makes sense. That's why you may not have as many female friends. Literally, listen. I know we're yelling on the internet and whatever. My intention is not to just sully this good man's name. That's why I say, listen, if you're that much into boxing, okay. I'm giving you a good argument. Because you're not doing it.
Fuck out of here. Let's continue.
Red flags sometimes. And one common red flag is when the guy doesn't have a female friend.
Maybe, but even then, I
100%.
Maybe because they have female lovers.
I'm saying, that they only see value in women as sex object. And you're like, no, 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 you're putting word into their mouth. Maybe I'm doing it a little bit. And I'm like, it's a red flag not to have a female friend, but it's not to have a female lover. Like, the difference is the sex at that point. You understand this? If the only women you know is your mom and your girlfriend, yes, that's a red flag. Yes.
Ever thought of that, beta male?
Yes. That's a red flag too.
Or that's something...
My entire point is it's fucked up and a red flag if you can only perceive women as having value if they're sex objects, excluding your mom. And you're demonstrating that, yeah, that's what you do. You understand that, right? When you say, oh, you ever think of that? Yes, I express that. And you're proving me right. Man.
That's something you can't comprehend. Or maybe they have female acquaintances.
No values in female friends. That, like, yeah, you're repeatedly proving me right.
Ever thought of that? I doubt it. Other words, you wouldn't be sitting in front of your camera trying to react to videos about other men's preferences, whining and crying over other men's preferences like a goddamn...
They're not talking... I mean, I'm repeating myself too. They're not talking about preferences. They're saying there's no worth in a female friend. It's not preferences.
Female. Let's continue.
You're a simp because you like her.
Yes, simps, that means nothing. Someone who has a female friend is a simp. You know, the value of friendship is the joy you bring to each other. Insane.
No, beta male simp.
They're really... They don't have much to go on.
And yes, I'm going to call you a simp because look who's getting all butthurt and...
Wait. You just said I'm always stuck in the friend zone, but now I'm a simp? As I said, the word simp means nothing.
...out of shape over the term.
No. I'm bent out of shape over the inconsistencies. Because in the manosphere, you get called a simp if you settle down to have sex with an ugly woman. And you're also a simp if you're in the friend zone and you don't have sex with a woman. It's a meaningless term because everybody's a potential simp, right? Am I a simp? Again, I have a girlfriend. I'm a simp. Why? Because I'm instead of being, a player and fucking around or whatever, I'm simping for my actual girlfriend. But if I was in the friend zone, if I didn't have a girlfriend, then I'm also a simp. It's meaningless at that point.
And look who's acting like a simp.
Yeah, that word is meaningless.
Which is why he's crying over the term simp. I mean, wow, beta male, for you to sit there and claim that MGTOWs are whining, you're doing a whole lot of whining yourself. But
Sure.
Let's continue.
I am reacting.
Oh, before we continue, he's doing all this whining over men who are not even MGTOW, but the manosphere.
My friend, they are MGTOW. This is 17 minutes of men going their own way. Listen. I know you have no argument. It shows. You have so little argument that you're repeating something that's wrong over and over again.
So I wanted to add right there. Now we can continue.
I'm sure 90% of cases, the guy likes the woman. That's why he hangs around.
Protection, please. The idea that you can't think of women as anything else than a sex object for 90% of men is so telling of you.
Yes. Right? If the guy says 90% of women, of men, in 90% of cases, guys hang with women so they fuck them. Okay. So I assume from that, that's also a way you think, right? If you think, almost everybody's doing that. Okay, you mean that you do that, right? Yeah, yes. Proving my point correct when I put words into his mouth, I guess. He hasn't said it.
And look who's projecting while whining and crying about.
Do you know what projection means?
Oh, he's projecting. Again.
You don't know what that means! No! Listen, projecting, okay, is when you take your own feelings, which you might not admit to yourselves, and you project it on others. So, if you're angry, you think someone else is angry. For instance, if you accuse someone of whining, it might be because you are the one that's whining, right? So when he says 90% of guys hang around women to have sex with them, I'm saying he's projecting because that's what he thinks like. That's what projection is. Now we've both learned.
This is what you, beta male, is getting out of it.
Of what?
And I find it comical how he's trying to inject his point of view onto other people.
Yes, I am giving my point of view. What else is the point of these videos? Yes, they're like, oh, these are our points of view. Actually, I think you're wrong and here's why. Yes, that is the point of these videos.
No, beta male.
Yes.
You say that they only thinking about sex.
I'm very okay with that statement. I mean, no, not really. Scratch that. I'm not saying they only think about sex. I mean, they only think about women as sexual objects. Different.
You don't know what another person is thinking about.
It's my job. I'm not saying it's 100% accurate. Yeah, you can hear what people say and infer what they think. It's not magic.
But let's continue.
So telling.
Okay. Could you believe how bad our understanding of humans would be if we did not listen to what other people are saying and trying to infer what they say? Like you see something, I'm like, oh, there might be something else behind the words. There might be more meaning. What he said might be saying more about who he is as a person than what he's letting on. Yes. This is not a new concept. All right? I teach psychology. You don't need to have degrees in psychology to know that.
I mean, I've probably talked to 5,000-6,000 guys.
What?
Wait, what? 5,000 or 6,000? Thousands.
Wow. So you just threw.
But you keep saying simps are not a problem.
Yeah, so having sex with 5,000 or 6,000 people, that's frankly impressive. It's a bit gross, but it's more impressive than it is gross. Like that's too much. That's so much.
So you just threw.
But you keep saying simps are not a problem.
What do you mean a simp? She found people that wanted to fuck her, and then they did.
And look who's whining and crying about it.
Is that all you got? Is that it? Like, oh, this is inconsistent. Well, you're whining. Here's a study. Well, you're whining.
Boo-hoo, wham, wham, wham. And the
You just said, oh, this isn't middle school anymore. Oh, he thinks it's nothing. Wham, wham. That's your argument. That's where you're getting at. Great.
another thing to notice is this. Every time the dude on the right brings up simp, the little beta male at the bottom right gets all the way
I'm out a slightly larger beta male at the upper right. So that's progress.
butthurt. Gets completely bent out of shape. That right there is telling. That right there is telling.
Thinking of what? Please elaborate. No, you won't. Really?
What does Uncle JD always say?
Yeah.
You are what you offended by.
Are you saying that I'm MGTOW? Is everybody MGTOW now? I never knew. Shit, I'm gonna have to change the direction of my channel then. That's no good.
And you are what irks you. So by the beta male
As we know, racist deep down are black people.
on the bottom right getting so bent out of shape every time the dude brings up simp, that right there lets you know.
Again, I'm bringing out the inconsistency. Here, he's saying people are simps. Why? Because they have sex with the fat lady. And previously, he said people are simp because they're in the friend zone. You see how that doesn't make sense, right? It's kind of the point. One of the way you demonstrate that a point of view isn't correct is you point out the inconsistencies, okay? So the concept of simping, as is used by this person, doesn't make sense because it's used in mutually exclusive ways, right? If you have sex with a woman, that's simping. If you don't have sex with a woman, that's simping. So what does that mean to simp? it means I don't like you. That's what it means, right? It's not like a term that's useful to understand the world around us. That's why it makes me angry. It's true. People being illogical and wrong, yeah, bothers me a bit.
No, let you know something. A simp whining and crying about people talking about simps. And I believe that.
So again, and he doesn't know, but having a long-term girlfriend you're smashing with, that's also simping. So really proves me right that the word simps doesn't mean anything.
I made a video breaking down the term simp in the purest detail. And what have I said in that video? If you're not a simp, then you wouldn't be so goddamn offended, so butthurt, so.
Also, being a simp is being offended. Yeah, you understand. Words need to mean something. If they mean anyone I don't like, that doesn't mean much. It's a useless term. Okay?
Been out of shape over it. So that right there is him telling on himself. But let's continue.
Did it probably too much, but are you a simp if you have sex with a girl? Is that it? You're a simp if you're a friend, if you have a girl that's just your friend. That's a simp. You're a simp if you have sex with a girl. That's a simp too.
Yep. They're mutually exclusive. What's a Gorlax? Oh, this is a Gorlax. Okay? I gave blood. So. Also, everything that is not this object is a Gorlax. So, what's a Gorlax? Well, it's this, and also everything that's not this. That's not a very useful word then. We need to redefine that. If you want to redefine simps to be like, oh, someone that's in the friend zone and that's trying to get like, that's being really nice to women in the hopes of getting some puss down the line. Oh yeah, sure, you can use that way. But if you get the puss, then it's not simping anymore.
And once again, as I stated in my video, these sad sacks of shit gets offended over the term
Also, ad hominem, my friend.
simp and don't even know what the fuck the term simp means.
Who made you judge and jury executioner of simps everywhere? Like, listen, you might have a definition of simps that is different from him. Doesn't mean you're right. And if you think there's nothing wrong with the definition of simps that he's using, kind of shows that, within the manosphere, the word simps, again, just means someone I don't like.
This is why they're giving out their own version of what simp means.
I'm using his version. My understanding of simp. All right, so I'm going with the most neutral way we can do this. What's a simp? A simp is an internet slang term describing someone who shows excessive sympathy and attention towards another person, typically someone who does not reciprocate the same feelings in pursuit of affection or a sexual relationship. By that definition, if you have sex with a person, you're not a simp towards that person. You might have your own definition, JD. That's cool. Not universal. I could give you my definition. Doesn't make it right. We can go with something neutral, maybe. I'm just pointing out that Manosphere Man is inconsistent in his usage of the word simp. That's it.
God damn it, you can't make this shit up. But let's continue.
You have nothing to add to this conversation.
I know I pause a lot, but...
And neither does you.
And neither does you.
Because you're reacting to Manosphere videos, not MGTOW videos.
It's all you got. Listen, the video is 17 minutes of men going their own way. If I'm mistaken that this is MGTOW content, alright, sue me.
And you're trying to play it off as if these men are MGTOW. So you yourself ain't adding shit to the conversation either.
Is this a true Scotsman's fallacy? Like, oh, sure, you're like debunking these, but these aren't the true MGTOW. No, the true MGTOW are my MGTOW. And if there's a MGTOW that says something that's wrong with, that's not real MGTOW though. It's a thought-terminating cliche, right? If you're someone who's supposed to be part of your ideology is proven wrong, then you say, oh, that's not part of it though, because he's been proven wrong. And so we've always proven right, because as soon as a MGTOW is shown to be wrong, then he's no longer MGTOW. He's something else. Oh, no, he's just Manosphere. No. He's red pill. No, that's not MGTOW. You're inoculating yourself from critically thinking about this, right? Again, you haven't been arguing about what I've been saying, right? You've been calling me a simp, saying I'm a better male, saying I put words in their mouth. If I was, maybe. But, okay, are the words I'm interpreting wrong? You haven't addressed that. You've just, right? You've complained that, oh no, this is not MGTOW, actually, this is manosphere content, right? You haven't addressed anything I've said. You've said, like, oh, I said it's a red flag when a man doesn't have friends who are women. And you say, oh, but that's their preference. Great, but that's not what they're saying. That's not what I'm responding to. You understand that, right? To me, it seems like you're responding to the arguments you wish I made, rather than the arguments I did. Which, you know, I'm not gonna be like, oh, that's because I'm so right and you're so wrong, or you're poorly intentioned, right? No. It's not a good format to talk to each other through videos like this. We can agree to that, yeah? Because what you're responding to, like, that's not relevant. It's not what I'm saying. And you get the feeling that what I'm responding to is not what these guys are saying. But I think it is, you know? Again, JD, if you want to collaborate, if you want to make a video together, again, if I'm a beta male and wrong and, you know, I don't have shit on you, there's nothing to be scared of. I'd be down talking to you. I'm not afraid to talk to you. I'm interested in talking to you.
Let alone you having your mouth open. But let's continue.
Oh, I'll look.
It's because she's fat. Ain't it? Yep. Yep.
All the girls that are being 20 right now.
Yeah.
Bye.
Let's be real. If that was a really hot girl, it's like, yeah, I had sex with 5,000, 6,000 people wouldn't, there would be no reaction. It'd be like, oh yeah, because she's really hot though.
Your own definition?
No, let's listen. I'm not fat shaming anyone. We can all agree that that woman is fat, right? Let's not pretend here that you, JD, are offended when I said that that woman's fat/overweight, right? This is not a healthy weight, you know? There's the whole healthy at every weight. That's not healthy. She would be better off losing some pound. I don't think she's a worse person for it, but yeah, she's fat. It's fine.
By what you got out of it? Remember, beta male, this is coming out of your mouth, not theirs. Let's continue.
I'm inferring that he's calling them simps because they're having sex with her and she's not traditionally attractive. I'm accusing them, it's a light accusation, let's be real, of having a very traditional, outdated perspective on women, and they judge them based on their looks, which to some extent we all do. Okay, so it's not, I'm not saying like, oh yeah, and that makes you like incredibly bad. It's really common. Like, if I'm being honest, like this video of like this woman having had sex, I think she had sex with 5-6K people, would not get nearly the same reaction from anyone if she was just like a really hot woman.
All the girls that are being 20. I mean, I know my English is not always the best, but maybe redo that take, right? I'm doing this for like 3 hours, so I may speak a bit more. You're doing a 30-second TikTok? Reconsider.
In 10 years, we're going to be 30, trying to settle down, and realize that all the good guys are taken. They're going to complain that...
Oh, are we going to address studies? Because, yeah, I showed that the age gap between genders is much smaller than you think. The median is 2 years, and there's about 7.5% of the cases where the male is 10 years or older than the women. So the whole 30-year-old male dating a 20-year young female is not particularly representative of reality. Cool.
They were ran through their whole life, but while they were partying for the past 10 years, all the good girls got cuffed by the good guys. And so now, when they look at all the men that are options, they're going to be competing with the now 20...
Now, one argument you could make is, well, this criticism is specifically targeted to the party girls, which may not be the minority, okay? So you could say, oh yeah, well, the good girls, they found a match, but the bad girls, they couldn't because they were out partying. You could absolutely make that argument, and that kind of demolishes my point, right? If the complaint is these party girls are bad, but again, there's not a whole lot of them, I look really dumb, if that's your point. However, that is not your point. Your point is not party girls partying in their 20s and being all used up in their 30s. That's rare. That's not your point. That's not your point. Your point is, no, it's common. That's the majority. That's what you see.
I'm gonna let you finish.
Yeah,
Maybe stop.
true.
Why? Because all the good guys are gone. You missed your chance.
I don't know why.
many wrong things here. First of all, the idea that, 30-year-old good guy will start dating 20-year-old nice girl, that's not real. The age difference in relationship tends to be pretty small. Age difference
I have, again, stats to back that up, right? I'm not just saying that because it feels good to my heart.
in heterosexual married couple.
And this is how we know. This is how we know this beta male simp is full of shit.
Because I use numbers?
No, I'm not kidding here. Is that what he thinks? He thinks 30-year-old.
It's not what I think, it's the numbers. Do we no longer acknowledge reality? Is there an age gap? Yes. Yes, there is. Men tend to be older than women when they're in relationships. Is that age gap 10-year-old? Which would prove the party girl theory? No. The numbers don't lie.
30-year-old males is not going to hook up with 20-year-old females. That's when you know he's capping.
7.6%. 1 in 15. 1 in 15 relationships has a 10-year gap in the US. It's not what I think. It's not what he thinks. It's not what that person thinks. It's what the numbers say. Listen, JD, you have your beliefs. Nobody says you can't have them. I can criticize your beliefs, certainly. But yeah, you're allowed to have your beliefs. Now, consider, you could be wrong. Look, listen, we believe completely different things. I'm probably wrong on some of the things I believe, and you're probably wrong on some of the things you believe. So what do we do with that, right? Somebody's got to be right. You look at actual data, and you can criticize the data. You can look at the methodology and question it. That's fine. Here it says it's only married couple. Well, now there's not so much marriage. Maybe amongst unmarried couple, the numbers tell a different story. That's totally possible. I'm just using the numbers I was able to find pretty quickly, right? But you have to consider you might be wrong. Maybe you are, maybe you're not. Check informations that contradict what you believe. Do it. And you'll figure out, oh, wait, the way I think is actually wrong. I need to reconsider. And then you'll add up new positions based on new data. And that's how you adopt correct positions. That's how you end up being right. Okay? And that's how I get to my positions. I don't just say, well, the whole party girl thing, that's not true. I don't know, because why I don't like it. No. I go, oh, well, it's not wrong. I think that men tend to date younger women. Yeah, that's true in my experience. From the people I know, there's always a 1, 2, 3 year gap, for sure. How big is that gap, really? Is that real? No. Like, okay. And I'll get to that later, but I'll address it right now. If you told me in the group range of 20 to 30-year-olds, right? Who has more sexual partners, men or women? I'd be like, oh, it's probably women, right? Because it's way easier for a woman to find a date, right? Isn't like that's common knowledge? Like if a really good-looking woman in the street walks down and says to any man, hey, you want to have sex with me? Man will say yeah, unless he's like married or gay. But if you're a really good-looking guy and you walk up to a woman, you're like, hey, you want to have sex? You get laughed at, right? So it's way easier for women to get sexual partners. But when you look at the actual numbers, men having 10 plus sexual partners is more frequent. Than it is for women. But that doesn't fit with my previous worldview. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'll take that data and try to understand the world better with it. And maybe I'll try to take a look at more data sets, right? That's a good thing to do. And my impression from you, JD, is you don't do that. You don't go, oh, maybe I'm wrong. I'm going to try and prove myself wrong. It's very easy to believe you're right if you just go, I'm right, and there's no reason for me to question that. And if I'm being honest, I think fundamentally, that's the difference between us two, right? I didn't get to my position by thinking I'm right and everybody else is wrong. I got to my position by thinking I'm right, but I'm gonna try to prove I'm wrong. It's important for growth. How long have you been MGTOW? When's the last time you changed your mind significantly on your MGTOW belief? When's the last time, as a MGTOW, you were like, oh, actually, I think this part of MGTOW is wrong, so I'll reconsider that. Did that ever happen to you? I don't know you, maybe it did. I sincerely doubt it.
And what's more, he's getting his information from Wikipedia.
Yeah, you have better data sets. Listen, if the survey says different numbers than Wikipedia, great. So, haha, he's using Wikipedia. What an idiot. It's using data from the survey. Okay, let's look at the survey. Alright, we got married couple, family groups by presence of own children under 18 and age, earning education, blah, blah, blah. Poof. There it is. It's the result from a survey. Do you think the US Census Bureau is lying? Yeah. You don't have an argument, so you're like, Wikipedia. Okay, here's the same numbers from the US Census Bureau. Exact same numbers. Like, and now you have with or without children. If you want to take a closer look, they're pretty much the same, but yeah, sure. Haha, Wikipedia. Okay, let's look at the data. Oh, it's the same that's on Wikipedia. You know, Wikipedia, you don't source it when you're doing like serious research. In a YouTube video, yeah. You think Wikipedia is wrong? Okay, check the source. Oh, the source is this US Census Bureau in 2017. Shit. I guess you're wrong. You need to consider you're wrong. You're not always right.
One of the most biased sites on the internet.
Is the US Census Bureau biased, JD? Also, Wikipedia is not biased. Wikipedia is surprisingly rigorous, especially when it comes to like statistics like this. Like, yeah, if you take a look at a very specialized subject like in psychology, you can find some dank stuff. But again, you don't argue the point. You're just like right now, JD, you're being conspirational. You're not living in reality. Okay? You're saying, oh, these numbers are wrong. No, I'm not seeing them. No, Wikipedia doesn't count. 1.65. 1.65. Do. Listen, this isn't hard. I'm not doing very hard science right now.
Damn, does he believe everything Wikipedia tells him?
If it did not have a source, I would doubt these numbers. It did have a source, and it was probably the most reliable source you can imagine.
I guess that's where you got that bogus information from, claiming that 30-year-old men is not getting into relationships with 20-year-old women.
U.S. Census Bureau.
Yeah. I'm having a good laugh out of this, but let's continue.
You know the saying when you shouldn't play chess against a pigeon because the pigeon will shit all over the chessboard and then strut around like it's won? It's kind of what we're getting here. I don't think you can be my arch nemesis anymore. Like, sorry, the difference is too high.
Are 30-year-olds nice guy dating 20-year-olds nice girls? Less than 7.5% of the time is a thing that can happen. So
it's 7.6. So not less, that's 7.5 technically.
So overwhelmingly, the difference is, if we go for the man being 5 years older to the girl being over 20 years older, we get about something along the line of 70%. Wait, no, that's wrong. That's 85%. Well, 83% of relationships are between men and women where the man is 5 years older or less. So that 30-year-old male dating 20-year-old female, it's pretty rare. Second thing,
Yeah. What I said is inarguable. It's completely true. Argue with the US Census Bureau.
Coming from a guy who gets his information from Wikipedia.
US Census Bureau.
Of the CDC reveals a number of sexual partners.
Also, CDC. This one is old though, 2014, and it's data from 2006 to 2010. So if you want to argue that I'm wrong, I'm gonna give you your argument. Oh, that was before Tinder and whatnot. So now numbers are different. I tried to find these numbers, I wasn't able to find them. If you want to argue against this point, this is how you do it, right? You criticize this study as being too old. That's a legit criticism of what I'm saying. If you don't jump on it, you're really showing your ass.
in the age group of 20 to, well, 44, whatever. And what do we see? We see that women have less sexual partners and men have more sexual partners. The number of women with 0 to 1 sexual partners is bigger than the number of men with 0 to 1.
You know what? This reminds me of something else too. If what this beta male is saying is true, then how come?
It's not what I'm saying, it's what the Center for Disease Control. I'm not going off vibes here. I'm showing data. I'm giving proof.
How come there are men in their 50s
Oh.
getting hooked up with women in their 20s? I believe they call them sugar daddies.
And do you think that represents a significant portion of the human population? Pigeon playing chess. Imagine, okay? 99% of humans on Earth were straight. And 1% were gay. Okay? And you go, you know, it's impossible for men to find a girlfriend. Why? Because there's so many women out there that are gay. There's so many of them. And then I tell you, actually, friend, according to data, 99% of women are straight. It's only a very small minority that is gay. Well, you say, what about this guy I know? I know 10 guys that hit on a girl and they ended up being gay. The girl was gay. So, there you go. Anecdotes, right? Small numbers. Here we have statistics that shows that the idea that there's a tendency, right? A widespreading tendency for women to have multiple sexual partners is not true. The tendency is wrong. Are there women out there who will date way older men or will have way too much sexual partners? Yes. Yes. They're a very small minority. They don't represent the actual experience of women. Okay? When we talk about social phenomenon, you don't look at individual cases. You look at widespreading trends. So you can see, generally, this is how the world is. You need to look at trends. Because otherwise, all we're doing is you saying, well, here's a case where there's a young girl with an old guy, and I'll be like, but here's a case where there's a girl and a guy, but they're the same ages. And then you're like, but here's a case where there's an even older guy with an even younger girl. Well, but there's a case where there's a very young guy and an old girl. Ooh. And then we're just flinging shit, right? So you need to look at trends, okay? Which is what I'm doing. But you're like, but I've seen some cases where that was different. Yeah, look. Men, 22%, 10 plus partners. Women, 13%. Does this mean that there's no women who have sex with tons and tons of guys? No, of course, there are some, but there are more for men. You understand? We look at trends, not at individual cases. Listen, okay, your rebuttal to the whole age gap thing is, oh, but there's sugar daddies out there. Okay, my rebuttal, there's sugar mummies. And what you would correctly say to me is, but there's way more sugar daddies than there are sugar mommies out there. And that's probably true. I haven't seen the stats. I can believe that's true. And yes, there are more sugar daddies. And that's important because you look at the whole picture. And if you look at the whole picture, right, JD? That's a rare phenomenon. The age gap is small, way less than 10 years. 92% of the time. Trends. Large societal shifts. Not individual basis. Not, oh, I saw a video once. You understand? If you build your entire belief system on small handful of videos you can see, right? And it's the internet. You can find hundreds of videos of sugar daddies out there. Hundreds. But is that accurate to reality? No, it is not. You don't have to look at that video, but confirmation bias is when you believe something and you look for things that confirm your beliefs. And when you see something that contradicts your belief, you immediately dismiss it. And that's what you're doing here. Okay? You're listening to me. We're both looking at data. And what do? You immediately dismiss it. You don't go, these numbers are interesting. Let me understand that a bit better. Maybe these numbers aren't right. I'm gonna criticize them in an intellectual way. No, that's not what you're doing. You're like, Wikipedia. I don't have to look at them, it's Wikipedia. That's what you're doing. You're pretending that the proof that might contradict what you believe is wrong, is not real. And I'm not saying you're a bad person or an idiot for doing that. Everybody does this, okay? If someone walked up to me and said, did you know that 80% of women are just with their partners for the money? I'd be like, no, that's bullshit. I wouldn't even consider it to be truthful. I wouldn't be like, oh, what's your data? I'd immediately, no, that's bullshit. But if I'm being completely honest, maybe that's right. Oh, how do you know that? Where did that 80% number comes from, right? If you want to understand the world, that's what you need to do. And that's the trap you're falling in. You're assuming that things that don't fit with your worldview is automatically wrong. When I see things that contradict my worldview, I try to demonstrate that it's wrong. Which is why I'm showing data and you're showing your ass.
If what this beta male is saying is true, then how come there are men in their 50s getting hooked up with women in their 20s? I believe they call them sugar daddies.
Yeah, we look at trends, not individual cases, because if you go by individual cases, everything's true and nothing's real.
Oops.
That's, again, listen, as someone who has actually done scientific research, right? I have a thesis that I had to do. I'm aware that sugar daddies exist, obviously. And again, I think we're kind of showing I don't want to be like, oh, I'm so much better than you, but we're showing the gap here between our knowledge, right? When I do research, it's a literature review of peer-reviewed scientific journals, which I'm doing a poor man's version here, right? I'm getting stats pretty quickly, but CDC, trust that. Your version of research is understanding that sugar daddies exist. Like that's a sixth grader's level of research.
I mean, this right here clearly shows that he didn't do his proper research.
Listen, you don't know what research is. I have the education to do advanced quantitative methodology and qualitative methodology. Do you? I'm honest. Do you know what that is? It's not that hard. Like, I'm not like, oh, I'm so elite. Like, it's not complicated, but you don't really seem to know what research is. You know what chi-square is? Not something you need. Not something you need to learn. But if you know how research works, you're familiar.
But I'm not even going to go any further because I want to.
Because it would prove you wrong if you actually looked at the numbers. Thank you, proving me right. You don't look at things that could disprove your beliefs. You're gonna stay and rot with your mindset if that's what you keep doing, right? It's what I'm doing this. JD, I'm showing you you reached a certain point of view regarding life, women, and men, okay? The problem, well, reaching that point of view is a problem, but the reason you reached that point of view is the actual problem. The mental process you use to understand information is where your failings are. You refuse to acknowledge data presented in front of you. You listen to someone say something you disagree with, and instead of addressing what they're saying and trying to understand their point of view, you insult them. You're stagnating. You've stopped growing. That can change. Okay? You can start to reconsider your points of view. I believe in you, JD.
Keep my brain cells intact. But MGTOW brothers, ain't it funny? This beta male claims that MGTOWs are whining, but at the same time, he's reacting to manosphere videos. No, not MGTOW videos, manosphere videos, whining while claiming MGTOWs are whining.
I don't know how long this video is going to be after I'm done editing. Yours was 30-ish minutes. You've repeated yourself a lot. A lot. Right? I don't think I've repeated myself much. And if I do, it's like within the same 1 to 2 minutes frame, right? Because I'm addressing the same argument. Doesn't it ring a bell that, like, every time I say something, you go, oh, but isn't it funny he's reacting to MGTOW, but it's actually Manosphere. Isn't that funny? And, like, that's all you have to add. You're running away. You're diverting from the actual things that are being said, right? As I said, you could have criticized this. You could have said, yeah, this data is not up to date, and I'd be like, yeah, you're right. I'd like to see more recent data if you have it. The numbers we have here are probably different today. After the pandemic and after the proliferation of Tinder and other dating apps, yeah, I can absolutely believe that these numbers are not the same that they are today. Absolutely. Because I'm intellectually rigorous. I'm like, oh, I can accept that I might not be 100% right all the time, and if I'm shown different data, I'll happily change my mind. But it's not you. How many times have you called me a beta male? Again, let's be real here. Why are you calling me a beta male? Oh, God, that's what you are. What do you actually know about me? Pretty much nothing, right? Well, I told you what my job is. I'm social worker and psychology teacher. How many women have I slept with? You don't know. 10 billion. No. Do I go to the gym? Maybe, huh? What are my hobbies? What are my interests in life? What kind of person am I? How am I with my friends? You don't know much about me. Obviously you don't. I don't know much about you, JD Vance. You know, what I've been saying about you is just what you've shown me. And I'm like, oh, I think these processes are wrong, right? But you were very quick to just, I'm a beta male. Beta male, and you've called me a beta male like 7, 8 times. And, I don't care. However, that's something you do. So you don't have to think about what I say, and you can just dismiss it. You don't address the points. Okay, now I'm repeating myself, but it's not, oh, what he's saying is wrong, and here's why. It's, oh, what a beta male. Oh, isn't it funny? He's whining. Where are your arguments? Where are your points? Show me wrong. I am here for you to show me that I'm wrong.
I swear to God, they give all of us a reason not to take them seriously.
Try, man. I'm so right. They're giving me all these reasons not to take me seriously, and that's why I'm not gonna address the points. Right? If you're just gonna call me beta male, if you're just gonna, haha, it's funny, he's whining, you found yourself an excuse to never listen to what I say. And, again, it sucks to be proven wrong. It sucks to be shown you're wrong, and it's hard to accept you're wrong. That is hard. It's a sign of strength to be able to admit you're wrong, but it takes a lot. Like, I'm not like saying, hey, GD, you won't admit you're wrong, that's because you're weak-minded little wussy. No. It hurts our ego. It sucks. Not shitting on you, but I am warning you, not a big warning, that you're gonna stay wrong if you keep up with your processes, your mental cognition that prevents you from reconsidering your beliefs. And you can see it here. Just completely dismiss what I say. Not listening to it. Not
straight up. So this beta male gonna claim MGTOWs are whining, while at the same time he's whining and crying over other men's preferences.
You could absolutely argue I'm whining, but that doesn't address what I'm saying.
All because their preferences don't align to what he believes. But
preferences, they don't want female as friends. It's not preferences. It's not I'd rather. It's I don't want.
MGTOWs are the ones who's whining. And to make it even more of a joke, he ain't even reacting to MGTOW videos. He's reacting to Manosphere videos while claiming that they're MGTOW. I don't even need to go any further on this one.
You haven't gone anywhere.
No, seriously. And it's clear to see that he's trying to use MGTOW to grow his channel.
You're repeating yourself again. My God. Again, no. This is not a good way to grow your channel.
Just starting off, and he's already making himself like a complete idiot.
If that's a complete idiot,
I'll wear that
hat. Sure.
I said what I had to say. I'm done with this whiny beta male.
Oh, and you're gonna close the door. You're gonna close the door on your way out. You're like, no, I'm done with him.
Or should I say, this whiny, insecure beta male crying about MGTOW's whining. And I'm out this bitch. Later.
I'm going to challenge you a little bit on that one. You're like, oh, the door's closed on that one. Well, you don't want to respond to any of my other videos. I mean, you've responded to 7 minutes of one of them and you haven't addressed anything. But, you know what? Water under the bridge. It's water. It's fine. It's fine. JD, I want to talk to you. I want us to have a conversation. You know, beta male to not beta male. Right? Again, if I am such a beta male that's completely wrong and, you know, just whining like an idiot, you'll have no problem showing me how wrong and dumb I am in a conversation. No problem at all. Shit, I'm not even speaking my normal language, so even more of an handicap for me. Not only am I wrong, I'm also awkward when I speak. Rough. But I just really, really want you to address the actual arguments. Right? And, you know, I don't want to come out, you know, as like hostile or anything, right? I'm not like, I've said multiple times, I'm not here to shit on JD. Not at all. I think you're wrong, but I'm not here to shit on you. I do want to talk with you and understand your point of view, right? Understand why you think the way you do. That seems reasonable. Seems reasonable to me.